Hey photographers, I have a question for you. Are you keeping track of your business expenses? Like really tracking them? I know it can feel overwhelming, especially when you're juggling sessions, editing, client emails, and everything else. But here's the deal. Tracking your expenses is so important, not just for tax season, but for understanding your profitability and setting your business up for long-term success. Hi, my name is Heather and I'm a wedding and senior photographer based in PA. On this channel, I love educating other photographers about taxes and finances as a small business owner, and I'm so excited you're here. In this video, I'm breaking down the basics of tracking business expenses as a photographer, and by the end of this video, you'll know why tracking expenses is a game changer, what counts as a deductible expense, and easy systems to help you stay organized. This video is brought to you by my 15 business tax category breakdowns guide. In this guide, I'll walk you through the 15 most common tax write-off categories and what expenses fall under each of them. Plus, I'll give you a few caveats that you should know about for a few of these categories as well. You can grab this guide at the link in the show notes. Okay, are you ready to make your financial life easier? Let's dive in. First up, why is tracking expenses such a big deal? First thing, it helps you save on taxes. Every dollar you spend on legitimate business expenses reduces your taxable income, which means you'll owe less at the end of the year. But you can't deduct what you don't track, so keeping good records is key. The second reason is it gives you a clear picture of your business health. When you track your expenses, you can see how much you're spending and what your money is going towards. This helps you make smarter decisions like whether to invest in new gear or cut back on unnecessary costs. And the last reason is it keeps you audit ready. If the IRS ever audits you, having well-organized expense records will make your life so much easier and keep you in compliance with the law. Now, let's talk about what you can actually write off. Here are some common deductible expenses for photographers, but make sure to grab that free guide in the show notes for a longer list. The first one is equipment. This is things like your camera, lenses, memory cards, and even your hard drives you use to back up your images. Another category is office supplies. Those are things like your notebooks, pens, printer ink, and anything else you use for your business specifically. Another category is travel expenses. Your mileage to and from shoots, parking fees, and even overnight stays for destination weddings or conferences all fall under this category. One that most people can miss or forget about is your home office. If you work from home, you may be able to deduct a portion of your rent, utilities, or internet. Make sure to talk to your CPA about this if it pertains to you so they can help you walk through the entire process. Another category is marketing. This is a very, very important one. This is things like your website hosting, business cards, social media ads, and email marketing software. There's a lot of things that could fall under this category. And then the last one I want to highlight is education. Online courses, workshops, books you purchase for business, or retreats that help you grow as a photographer are all expenses that can be written off under this category. Now, here's a pro tip. When trying to decide if it is a deductible expense, always ask yourself, is this expense directly related to running my business? If the answer is yes, it's likely deductible. So, how do you keep track of all these expenses without losing your mind? Here is a system for you to use. First, use a business bank account. This is a game changer. Keeping your personal and business finances separate will save you so much time when it comes to tracking expenses. Open a separate checking account and use it for all business-related transactions. It'll make it really easy to go through your numbers and know exactly what was a business expense. Another thing to do is choose a tracking method that works for you. There's no one size fits all solution, so find what fits your style and rhythm. Here are a few options though. One option is you can use an app like QuickBooks, Wave, or FreshBooks. These can sync with your bank account and automatically categorize expenses for you, saving you time in this process. Another option is using spreadsheets. If you prefer a DIY approach, set up a simple Excel or Google Sheet to log expenses. You can actually check out the one that I created for my business down in the show notes so you don't have to start from scratch, but can still do things manually. And then the last thing is creating a receipts folder. Whether it's digital or a physical folder, keep copies of all your receipts. I recommend doing this in addition to one of the previous two options that I mentioned, not alone, because at the end of the year, you'll waste a lot of time going through all of them, totaling up the numbers. So if you keep on top of it with a spreadsheet or one of those accounting apps, you'll be able to stay on top of it and save you time at the end of the year. And then the last tip is create a weekly routine. Set aside 15 to 20 minutes once a week to log your expenses, categorize them, and make sure everything is up to date. Consistency is key to staying organized. I'm going to repeat that again. Consistency is the key to staying organized. And like I often do, let's cover a few mistakes I see photographers make when it comes to tracking expenses. The first one is mixing up personal and business expenses. This is a very common one, and I want you to avoid this by using that separate business bank account that we talked about. Trust me, it'll save you a lot of headaches later on. The second mistake that I see is not keeping receipts. The IRS requires proof of your deductions, so hold on to your receipts, whether they're physical or digital. Keep them somewhere all together to make it even easier. And then the last mistake I see is forgetting small expenses. Little things like batteries, SD cards, or even coffee meetings with clients can add up. So don't overlook them and keep track of them in your system. There you have it, the basics of tracking business expenses as a photographer. By staying on top of your expenses, you'll save money on taxes, make better financial decisions, and keep your business running smoothly. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe for more tips on taxes and finances for photographers. If you have questions about tracking expenses, drop them in the comments and I'll do my best to help out. And don't forget to grab my free 15 business tax category breakdowns guide. It's packed with tips on how to organize your expenses and maximize your deductions. The link is down in the show notes. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.